Hello, leader. Have you ever walked into your business and instantly felt the weight of being the only person who can make the day run smoothly? Oh, that is not a good feeling at all. And you probably felt that tug of war between delivering great client experiences, growing your business, and trying to hold your team together. Today's episode is going to help you stop carrying the weight of this alone. We're talking about the true secret to consistent service, lower turnover, and a reputation that spreads throughout your community like wildfire. Yeah, I'm talking about frontline leadership. If you've ever wondered, how do I get my team to run things the way I would, even when I'm not there? Today's episode is for you. Welcome to the Stacking Your Team podcast, smart leadership for women who mean business. I'm Shelli Warren, your team and leadership coach, and your no-fluff guide to building a powerhouse team that actually gets the job done without you holding their hand every 5 minutes. You're not just a business owner, you're the leader now, and I'll help you step up, lead smart, and stop micromanaging. Stick with me and you'll learn how to hire, fire, and inspire a team you lead with confidence and finally get your night and weekends back. And here's the hard truth. The team that got you here may not be the team that gets you there. So let's trade burnout for bold leadership and stack your team. Recently, I was asked to speak to a large audience of hospitality and tourism business owners. Of course, I was delighted to participate in this as I'm such a fan of our local Thousand Islands region, the St. Lawrence River, and all the lovely villages and towns that add so much to the overall experience of our region. This episode is directly crafted from my talk at the Tourism Symposium, where I sparked a conversation about how frontline leaders can be the secret sauce as to why people continue to return to your business all year long, not just during peak seasons. Now, you might be thinking, but I don't have a business that would fall into the hospitality or tourism niche. That's okay. Your business needs people to step up into leadership roles too, so that you're not the one that keeps getting pulled into the daily operations either. Let's start with this. Can you relate? You're running a business that people love, but it only runs smoothly when you are there. You're not alone. Every owner feels this tension between serving clients, customers, and guests while trying to grow the business, and all the while leading a team that struggles with turnover. And some of you may also be challenged with trying to bulk hire for specific seasons. The good news? There is a solution, and it's simpler than you think. It's investing in frontline leadership. So what do I mean by frontline leadership? Here's the simplest definition. Frontline leadership is leadership that happens at the heart of the action, not in the back office. Yes, I mean people who have an impact because they are participating in the daily operations, interacting with your clients, customers, guests, even vendors, and collaborating with community partners. They know the most about the work because they're closest to the work. Think about frontline leadership as people who support the team in real time, ensure your standards don't slip, handle guest issues before they escalate, keep the ship running with calm professionalism, model the attitude and the effort you expect from everyone. And frontline leadership, well, it's why small-town hospitality can feel world-class when the right person is guiding each shift. Now, what happens when you don't have frontline leaders? Well, owners like you are exhausted and inconsistency creeps in. And your reputation, your most valuable asset, well, it becomes unpredictable. Because without shift leaders or supervisors, those frontline leadership roles, each shift runs differently. Guests get a different experience based on who's working. You become the decision bottleneck, equipment problems just hang around way too long, and complaints land directly on your lap. Your best team members don't see a career path, so they quit. And if you're seasonal, you're rebuilding your team every single year. Now, we know that in a small town, word of mouth is everything. One strong experience can travel fast. So can a terrible one. When no one is empowered to lead in the moment, that's when delays happen. Tasks don't get done, standards fade, and guests quietly choose to not come back. Now you might be thinking, but my marketing is great. My product and services are fantastic. I'm from this region and people know me, so my business will probably be fine. Really? Never forget that your reputation is built shift by shift, day by day. It's a slow boil, and every moment counts in a small town where opinions are plenty. So let's lean into shift leaders and supervisors. But first, let me explain the difference between the two. It will help you realize what role you need first. First up, shift leaders. Now, their focus is on daily execution. They work alongside the team and they make sure that the day or the shift goes well. So another important aspect of this role is that shift leaders need to be good at providing feedback. Here's some examples of what this could look like in a small business. It could be your head server, your front desk lead, or your tour boat deck lead. Now, with the supervisor role, they're focused on people and performance. They oversee multiple days, multiple shifts, and multiple team members, and they ensure your standards are met and team members are coached. You heard that right. Supervisors need to be good at providing feedback. Here are some examples of a supervisor role. It could be a restaurant floor supervisor. It could be a hotel front desk supervisor. It could even be an events operations supervisor. So the big difference is that one role focuses on running the day or the shift, while the other shapes the culture that you're building. And both are essential. So do I have you intrigued enough to consider who you should promote into these roles? Great. So who should you promote? Here's the golden rule that I encourage my clients to follow when they're getting ready to promote from within. Don't promote by seniority. Promote by leadership potential. Now, why does this matter? Because you're not just scheduling people to fill a shift. You're choosing the best people to move into these roles because you're filling a leadership gap. What's the gap? You. Yeah, you are the gap. Remember, you don't want to have to be hands-on 24/7 in your business. If you don't want to have to be such a critical aspect of your day-to-day operations, you need people who can step up so you can step back or step out of their way so that they can do their thing and you can shift into another area of the business that needs your attention. So what should you be looking for when choosing your shift leaders and supervisors? Let's start with these: attitude, accountability, and empathy. Here's an example. The upbeat server who trains new hires is a better leader than the fastest server who avoids teamwork. Can you see the difference between being someone who performs, gives a solid day's work, and you can count on their output versus someone who performs, gives a solid day's work, and you can count on them to have an impact on productivity while not negatively impacting morale, especially with a new person? At work, it's all about relationships, both with your clients and customers and your team. So choose wisely when you promote someone into a leadership role. Now, in thinking about promoting from within and setting up a new team structure that gives people the opportunity to have a bigger impact on the business, you can see that you're not only offering jobs in your small town, you're offering what I like to call career paths. You can play a part in defining the word career in your small town. Here's what I mean by that. Career path number 1, you get promoted to a shift leader, then a supervisor, then an assistant manager, then an operations manager at the business. Here are some real examples of how career paths in small businesses can work in the tourism and hospitality niche. A local server becomes the training coordinator for multiple restaurants, or a seasonal tour guide becomes an operations manager. Now, not everyone wants to commute to a big city or relocate to a big city, yet people want opportunities, even in seasonal or rural communities. But you may be thinking, I can't pay big city wages. Well, you don't have to. You can compete by offering leadership titles, mentorship, certification and training, predictable schedules, local recognition, and bonuses tied to leadership milestones. And don't forget, you're also offering a culture of belonging. We've all learned over the years that people don't stay for the paycheck alone. They stay because they feel valued, trusted, and respected. And that goes for any kind of business serving any kind of niche or industry. Okay, before we wrap up, I want to share one last thing with you. When you introduce even one frontline leader role in your business, you thoughtfully select who it will be. Here's what you can expect to happen. It creates a wave effect that challenges everything. Your guest experience improves, your reviews improve, word of mouth spreads, your turnover drops, your team morale rises, and you get quality time back. And your business feels easier to run. Frontline leaders can be your competitive advantage. Now, you've worked hard to build a business that people like and they see value in. Now it's time to stop doing it alone. Frontline leaders are not an expense. They are an investment, one that pays back in smoother shifts, happier guests, lower turnover, and a reputation that grows your business for you. If you want your operations to be consistent, if you want your standards to hold even when you're not there, and if you want more breathing room in your day to focus on other aspects of the business that need your attention, start building your frontline leadership team today. If you're tuning into this podcast, it's likely because you've grown your business, but your team still depends on you for everything. You know, every woman in the Leadership Lab starts there too. The Leadership Lab gives you tools, coaching, and accountability to build a team that runs without you. No more hand-holding. You'll go from managing people to leading leaders, so you can focus on your highest valued work that you love doing. Don't go it alone. Join us by visiting stackingyourteam.com. I can't wait to support you. If today's episode helps you see your leadership in a new way, I'd love to hear about it. Come connect with me on Instagram, where I'm at Stacking Your Team, and tell me what's troubling you about your team right now. And hey, if you're tuning into this podcast because you work somewhere and you want to develop your leadership skills, I invite you to start following our sister company, Thousand Islands Leadership Consulting. Check us out on Instagram or LinkedIn so you can chart your course to the next level of leadership.
This is Ellie. Come back next Tuesday. My Mimi will have another episode for you.